Welcome everybody to the press conference, DTM round 14 of the 2024 season. We have our three quickest drivers here from today's race. Winner René Rast, Schubert Motorsport, BMW, second victory of the season for René, fourth victory of the season for BMW. Second place goes to Thomas Preining, our reigning champion in the Manthey EMA Porsche. And as yesterday, third place goes to Adjoumaini for HRT Mercedes AMG. Congrats to all of you, especially to you, René, being the winner today. So same procedure here at Red Bull Ring Sunday than last year. So we remember that you had to hurry on Sunday's race last year because your wife giving your child birth. So now you have a proper new birthday present for the first birthday this week.
Yeah, true. As you said, my son is turning 1 this week or next week, so it's matching quite well. And it's always when I win a race, because I have already an oldest son, he's already turning 8. He always gets a present, so he's also very happy that I won today. But in general, I think winning is always a great feeling, especially on this track. I'm almost half Austrian, I would say, because I live in Austria for many years already, and my whole family lives in Austria. So it's always great to be back in Austria, and especially at the Red Bull Ring. I love it here, and especially for the team, I think they deserved that one. They did an amazing job today, and after yesterday, it's a great comeback.
Yeah, what a difference a day makes. So compared to yesterday, BMW drove in a different world. So what made the big difference? Because you had a really big performance gap today.
Yeah, I think there was some adjustment overnight to all the cars. I think that made the biggest difference, but also the qualified performance today was more on point. Normally we struggled more to switch the tires on and to be competitive and qualified. Today everything was just working fine, and we nailed a good lap, which was enough for P3. I think that was the biggest key factor for me for today's win, but also obviously the pit stop and the pace we had. I think Thomas was a tiny bit faster. I think without me he could have won the race as well, but I think we had a nice fight in the first stint, and then I just had the edge because he stopped a bit earlier, and maybe I had a bit faster pit stop today.
You had a nice battle with Thomas in the opening lap, so fighting for position. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We were just talking about it, and I don't remember a lot of it, but I just remember that we were side by side for some corners. I think the rule we have in DTM is quite clear. You have to leave the space on the outside or inside for the car next to you, which we did. I think was good racing, fair racing, like we want to see it in DTM, and so it was cool.
Yeah, and then you took over the lead after the battle with Thomas, but he was really on your back all the time, quite close. So how much pressure did he give you?
It was quite a lot of pressure, to be honest. I mean, obviously both cars have differing strengths and weaknesses. I knew that I am pretty fast on the straight, but Thomas is better on the braking and on traction. So he always closed up on the braking, and I pulled away on the straight. So for him, it's very difficult to pass any car. So I knew that obviously, and I always focused on good exits, so he cannot attack me in the next corner. But yeah, it's just a track for us. Normally, the BMW should be the car to beat on this track, because we always gain a lot of speed on the straight compared to everybody else, and that's where we should shine, I would say.
Okay, thank you, Rani. Then moving on to Thomas. Thomas, also for you, like last year, podium in Sunday's race. So there was a long gap, a long break since your last podium visit at Lausitz Ring. So how happy are you to be back on the podium in front of your home crowd?
Honestly, I'm really relieved. Obviously, as you all know, it's been a disaster season for us. We were really uncompetitive mostly, so to finally be back more or less where we belong is definitely a good step. For the whole team, they really deserve it. They work extremely hard. We always have either #1 or one of the fastest pit stops. and strategies. So really big thanks to them for the whole season. We're still a team. We still function as a team, which is not a given under those circumstances. So I'm really grateful for what I have in them, and I just hope we can be more competitive from now on as we were today.
So in the opening lap, René just said you were side by side, and you were almost with all four wheels on the grass. So keep pushing. So how difficult was that?
I think I was never in the grass, but doesn't matter. All in all, it's been a good fight with René. It's always a fair one as well. So I appreciate that. And like you also mentioned before, I mean, I didn't lose the race in any battle against him. In my opinion, I lost the race when I couldn't pass Engsler for 15 laps or something. We're just always mega far away in the braking for turn 3, and this is the place for us to overtake. And I just could never do it. I tried a few times, but it's very difficult. So I had to wait for a mistake. I just read somewhere that he had some kind of issue, so maybe it needed an issue for another car to overtake anyone. But all in all, as I said, it's been fun. It's a great track. I have a great home crowd always, so I have a good time here.
Okay, and then next stop is Hockenheim, where you have also some good memories, and maybe you can close the season on a high.
Hopefully.
So thank you, Thomas. Moving on to P3, Arjun, what a great weekend for you. So pole to podiums, you could sign that deal.
Yeah, I mean, today I'm really happy. Yesterday was a little bit bittersweet because when you start on pole, I mean, you want to win the race, like I said yesterday. But today I'm very, very happy with the result. I think if we maximized what we could, a little bit sorry for what happened with Ayanchan, where I had nowhere to lift and had to push him to the grass. So, but overall, happy with the amazing car the team's given me this weekend, and happy with 2 podiums.
You came after the pit stop. You came a little bit unexpected out in P3. So can you tell us a little bit about that strategy?
Well, to be honest, was not so unexpected because as soon as I got ahead of Luca after he had the problem, I had good pace and clean air. So yeah, it takes usually 2 or 3 laps on the cold tires here to get them up to speed. So I knew if I did some good laps when everyone came out of the way, then I would have a good chance. The main challenge was to switch on the tires after coming out of the pits, and today we managed that well. It's not always very easy, but it worked out today.
Obviously, you are the best Mercedes-AMG driver today. So do you know what gave you that extra speed, that extra kick, which makes you so fast here this weekend?
I mean, I think this track really suits my driving style. I've always been sort of quick here. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, because of the issue which you just mentioned, you have an appointment with the race director now, so we would let you go and release you from that press conference that you can be there in time. Thank you, Arjun.
Thank you.
And I guess we have some more questions for René and for Thomas from Sven.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Congrats to you guys. Question for René. Was it also down to the characteristic of the BMW that is good on the tires that you were able to jump Mirko in the phase of the pit stops?
I actually don't know what happened to Mirko because I think he stopped. Did you stop first? No.
Yeah.
You stopped first. So actually, Mirko should have been ahead of Thomas. Maybe he had a very slow pit stop. I don't know what happened actually.
Yeah, 8.1 was his pit stop time.
Must be. So I think his pit stop was just slow. And I expected to come out ahead of Mirko, but it wasn't. So he must have had a problem at the pit stop.
Mm-hmm. But were you pushing a lot in that part of the race? Of course, I can imagine. And how much did the strategy also play into your cards?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw Thomas boxing, I knew that I had to push maximum. And then Mirko reacted on Thomas, and then I knew now it's game time, and I tried to push as hard as I could in the in-lap, just to overcut both of them. Yeah, and in the end, it worked. It worked out fine. I think it's always important to push on the in-lap as much as you can.
How tough is it for you that now we go to the final in Hockenheim and that you are out of this championship battle that is still running?
I mean, we knew it already in Nürburgring after we had a bad weekend there that the championship train has left the station already. In the end, we always try to maximize every race and every race weekend, no matter which championship position I am. It's always start from zero every race. So we try to score points whenever we can. We try to score wins whenever we can. But obviously, I would like to fight for the championship. No question. But this year we were just not strong enough. As Thomas said, also we were not competitive most of the year, especially in qualify, which was our biggest weakness. I started, I think, 3 times from the last position, which never happened before in my life. And coming back from the last row is never easy. So I think so far we almost maximized every race, and P4 in the end is the maximum we could do so far.
A question for Tommy. How surprised have you been after this difficult yesterday to fight back and be really going for the victory?
I mean, I'm always surprised when we fight for a win in general. But honestly, I mean, I knew this is not the realistic picture yesterday because we just had a bad day. We couldn't activate the tire in quali, which is a procedural thing. And then when you start from the back, you always have danger to get damage in lap 1, which is what happened. And then it's a long race. So all in all, for sure, it was not ideal yesterday, but it was also not fully maximized, I would say, which is, I think, probably the first time since the beginning of last year we didn't maximize a race day. So I'm really proud of that in general, that it took so long. All in all, I think we just maximized today, like we do, and this is all we have. I think if I could have won if I would have gotten past Luca before René got past me. I think I had the pace to keep the distance to René like he did with me. I think we were more or less equal in terms of lap times for the rest of the race. I gained a bit after the pit stop when he had cold tires, which made me very optimistic, but unfortunately his tires got warmer, and then he just had the pace to keep me at bay, and first of all, I never got close enough, and second of all, even if I would be within 3-4 tenths, this turns into 6 tenths before turn 3, and I cannot dive. So we're fast in the wrong places to actually make up positions. And in the middle of the corner, unfortunately, I cannot drive through him. So that's life.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of your signature overtaking moves today again, where you just suddenly changed the position. Where does that come from? Have you done that already very early in your career? I notice it this year very often, and it looks fantastic, of course.
I mean, I do it when I have to. This year, I usually dive from very far behind, and I have to take a lot of risk. I mean, it is a risky way to overtake somebody, this is clear. And I have to take risks if I want to achieve anything. Last year was a different situation because we were obviously in the championship fight, so you avoid taking crazy risks, but with a bit of crazy, we're not going anywhere this year.
Yeah, one more for René, also on those moves from Tommy. Are you already expecting him to do this? Because he also does it very often, yeah?
Yeah, with Thomas, I know that he's very good in overtaking and also in defending. So whenever he's around, I know that there might be a surprise move, like last year in Nürburgring. But yeah, I know it now. He likes to sell the dummy and then dives in. But
to be fair, it's also a car thing. You cannot do it with the BMW.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the Porsche, I mean, I don't want to say anybody could do it. I would not be worth my money. But
I think he's doing a good job in overtaking and defending.
It's definitely also car related.
Yes, of course.
But you also do a good job.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Do you have further questions from the floor? No, thank you. Then thank you, everybody, and have a nice birthday party with your little one, René.
Thank you.